let's talk about one of the other chapters that I picked, because I randomly picked like a chapter or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And this is not the name of the chapter. You know what I'm saying? Which is gonna make y'all want to go get the book so you can figure out what I'm talking about. Because that title that I put right, no, that is the chapter. I mean, I put that there. It was just what I picked up out of that chapter. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that means you guys got to go get the book to see where that's at, right? So I'm not gonna tell you the
Mhm.
chapter that it's in. So you better go get it. All right. So within that chapter, you know, she had a sentence in there. Um, committing a sin and practicing a sin. Now, I want you to tell me what that means. I would say what that means to you, but I think it's such a universal explanation.
Mhm.
Maybe, maybe not. But break that down, the difference in committing one and practicing one. What happens there?
As I was writing this book, I ran across a message, Pastor Evans, and he said that it's a difference in committing a sin and practicing a sin. So basically, committing a sin is when we don't know. Like I ain't know that was a sin. I ain't know that was wrong. Practicing a sin is when you know exactly what you're doing and you decide to do it. Now it's a difference because we're humans. Some stuff we have to be delivered from. Some things are stronger than others. So it does take a lot of prayer. It does take a lot of practice to break it. However, when you know it's a sin and you consciously make the decision to do it anyways, that's practicing the sin. So I can't say, or I don't want you to say is, I'm okay. It don't even matter because everything we do matter. Everything we do matters. You have to be what you honest with yourself to know where you are. Am I just practicing it, or did I just commit? Like, did I really consciously know the effects of what this was and what it was doing to me? And now that I know, what I'm gonna do about it? It ain't gonna change overnight. Like, don't think that, oh shoot, I know it's a sin, it's gonna be fixed. You're gonna have to work at that thing, especially when you're deep in it.
So okay, so when we're all right. Oh gosh, yeah. Cause okay, I'm gonna go a little deeper. Then I'm gonna go a little deeper here. All right. So what if people feel that? Whew, now this implies to people. Okay, so committing the sin can apply to people who, right? You said that may not know,
Hmm.
right? So let's just say, all right, now they committed a sin, and now they know that hey, this is all right, man. I know this ain't right. This ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. So you know how some, and I'm gonna keep it real though, man. Let me just talk about myself because that's because I don't want to talk about nobody else. I may be false, whatever. So for me, I'm guilty of both. I'm guilty of both, and the commitment always adds to almost, excuse me, not commitment, but committing has always, I ain't gonna say always, but a huge percentage has always led to practicing
Yeah.
because I was ashamed. And let's keep it. Let's just talk about, you know what I'm saying. Let's just say relationships. I've been in a handful of relationships, probably half a handful of like really really serious ones. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I had practiced infidelity. I didn't commit. I was practicing. I made it a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where, yeah, I may have known it was wrong, but I was doing it so much that it wasn't wrong anymore. In my mind, I decided to like gild the thought of being guilty for it and started actually making excuses
Yeah.
on why I need to keep doing it. Oh, she's not satisfying me. Oh, she's getting on my nerves. Then why are
Yep.
you with her? You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
was committed with being with the person that I was with, but I was practicing another thing that she didn't know about at that time. What do you say to what do you say to people who know what they're doing after they've committed it and they continue doing it, is that, well, I mean, obviously we know that's wrong, but like, how would you convince somebody? That's the question. How would you convince somebody that's now committed a sin, but have gotten too far deep into it that they're like, I like this. I don't want to stop. It feels, with that song, it feels so wrong, but it's so right or whatever. That whole narrative. Like, what would you say to somebody that's like, look, I know that it was wrong, like Coco, but like, dang, I'm liking this stuff, man. I don't know if I can stop doing that. Like, what would you say to them? Like, how would you get them to think differently from that mentality?
I'm dealing with a lot of different people, believers and non-believers. However, when the spirit hits you, it hits you, regardless if you believe or not. You're gonna feel it. So I tell people, hey, you better ask for help. You can't get out of this on your own. If you're thinking about, dang, this wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway, that's your conscience speaking to you. That little uncomfort, discomfort, or whatever, that little mix up you
Yeah,
feeling,
yeah,
that's your conscience. And when your conscience speaks to it, speak back. Okay, God, you're gonna have to help me with this because it's hard. You're gonna have to help me. And then honestly, when you're thinking about it and you're working towards changing it, things will change. People will move out of your way. Situations will change where you don't want nothing to do with it no more. It's just you have to ask for help. I just, the people who are blindly doing it and don't care, they're reckless with it. It's nothing I can really say to them. However, come I could pray for them. You ain't gotta know I'm praying. You don't have to know I'm praying.
yeah.
So it's
True.
a two-way street. Sometimes I just gotta pray for you. Sometimes you gonna pray for you, and I'm gonna pray for you too. You just gotta work at it. Like Lord help me, and He know it ain't gonna change overnight. He
Mm,
already know that. So don't think, well, shoot, I recognize it now, so it's gonna change. You
mm.
recognize it now, so you gotta change it, and that takes practice.
I got another tough question for you before we close this out. And this is still pertaining to, committing a sin and practicing a sin, right? How do you feel about sex before marriage? I mean,
I
I don't want to say
wish
100% of us are guilty of it. I bet
most
99.9%
of
of
us.
it.
I
Pretty
wish I
much.
would have waited. Honestly,
Mm,
I wish I would have waited. I wouldn't have these fights with my flesh had I not known what it felt like to be touched by someone else. And that's why God wanted us to wait until marriage, because once you do that, things change physically and emotionally.
Miss Coco, what do you want people to get out of your book and your visual?
I want people to get the confidence to protect you, like put you first, not just being selfish, but sometimes you have to be selfish. You have to really understand the ways of this world is not set up for us to win and be our best. So the more knowledgeable of how people and things are used against us, the stronger we will be as a person. So mirror, mirror, spend time with you. You don't need nobody to go eat with all the time. You don't need nobody to come hold you. Fall in love with you, because it's levels to us. I'm learning so many different parts of me. The older I get, I'm like, dang, that's dope, or dang, I need to work on that. Learn you, because the better you become as an individual, the better you'll be for everybody else and everything else around you.
That's dope. And you gotta give us a shout out. Now, who direct? Now, who shot this or produced or directed? I know you were all. I know you were all. It looks like somebody we know, look like Big Mike. But give me the credits on who
No,
directed, produced it, and of course I know you wrote it, but
yeah, I wrote
who's
it, I directed it,
all of it?
jumped in it. But my videographers, much love to
Yeah.
80 the mayor. He's a videographer here in Texarkana, and Hita, both videographers, both, well, photographers.
Hmm.
They were doing videos, music videos, and they came in.
Oh,
This was their first music, so a movie. It turned
okay.
out great.
All right.
It. I was excited. I was excited with the the
Dope stuff.
product.
I know, man. It just bringing back nostalgic feelings, man. Everything just comes to the full circle, man. And Coco, I gotta say, in closing this out, I really appreciate your growth. And But you know, you've always had that aura. You know, when I met you, you always had that aura that you had. You know what I'm saying, with that mentality. You know, it's just interesting to see after 20 years almost that to see it cultivate and spring into a clearer understanding, all the way into a 14 chapter book, all the way into a film presentation. And I'm just a fan of just watching people grow, especially when you're in the same major. And sometimes when you graduate, you'll be like, man, I wonder where they're going to go, what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep up and see what they got going. And then when I finally bumped into you, I was like, yo, you know, I said, okay. Because I feed off of you guys. I fed off the people in the Hip Hop Project to this day, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
to see you guys doing what y'all doing still motivated me to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I know it ain't over. Like I know we all
Mm-mm.
gonna link up one day, and we might be a part of a huge production that's just gonna blow this world. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have our own studio.
I'm for that.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
for that.
It's you know it's gonna pop off because there's so many people in our circle that's been doing some great things. You know, and it's just a matter of
Mm-hmm.
time. But I just want to tell you that I am proud of you. You dig what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
I know UAPB is proud of you. You know your friends and your family who are watching are proud of you. But especially just for me coming from another distant land when I didn't know nobody in Arkansas. I'm from the small town of Tullahoma, Tennessee, and just to find some like-minded people who was very creative and innovative. And you know, it was. I told my producer it was like sister act with us. We didn't have much money
Right.
in our department. We just made it do what it do, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And it blossomed to this. So I definitely applaud you and I congratulate you. You know what I'm saying? Giving you multiple flowers for taking this step, being transparent, even in what you're doing within the community and within the church with you and your mother. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying? She raised you highly well. She should be very proud if she's listening. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And you know, if you don't mind, you know, just kind of chill in the green room real quick. And I'm just going to go on and close this out for the people. You know what I'm saying? But we really enjoyed you.
Love.
Thank you for, you know, thank you for coming out and sharing this.